Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming out to the Goddess Queen Tulsa show. I am your host, Queen Tulsa, and we are here tonight. It is 11:11. Okay. All right. So we are here tonight because we are going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion, of course, her best friend Kelsey, and Tory. If you guys are not aware, which you should be, um, Tory is being accused of, you know, shooting Megan in the feet, right? And first of all, if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, the video. And if you are the replay gang, please consider subscribing and set your notifications to all as we go live randomly. All right. So I think we all heard about Kylie Jenner at the beginning of this case, right? But why is it now that we don't hear anything about Kylie? Because I feel like what's her name? Chris is working double time, overtime to keep the girls out of the press and headlines because we already know, Kim got some slack about the Balenciaga ad and how, it took so long for her to respond. Now, all this happened out in California, right? All Megan is sleep Megan is sleeping with and Megan being drunk. Okay, so you elaborate on that. Let me know what you mean by that. But see, this is my thing. All this happened out at Kylie's house, right? Kylie knows what went on. Kylie knows what's going on. But see, they want to be at the front line of black people's problems when it comes to men. But see, when it's black women having issues, where's that white woman? Why isn't she talking? Kylie, where are you? Where are you, sis? In your bathing suit? Taking another swim? We want to know. So I recommend you guys to continue to follow this case. And this is my thing. A lot of people may not agree with me, but I feel like Megan was doing a good deed. Megan was doing a good deed. If we think about the climate that we were in, you know, the rate of our men being unalived, Dante Wright, in a car, he wasn't armed, and several or other. Hey, Queen Sosa, I ordered your T-shirt. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Norris. I appreciate you for that. Shout out to Norris. Definitely follow his channel. He's a content creator. Now, listen, I wanted to say that where's Miss Thing Thing? I feel like Kylie needs to be up in court. Just like she was up in court when Black China was up in court, she needs to march it right on up in the court. It happened at her house. Let's talk about it. What were the details? What was the move? I mean, what was the vibe? What was the mood when they were leaving your house? We need all details. Nothing needs to be left out. Because when you say they were at the house, okay, well, shit, from the looks of it, her house looks pretty cool. She's got a pool. I'm pretty sure she had a whole bunch of food in her refrigerator. Oh, thank you. Dazzle that Tara says, and I like you, Queen. I like you too, honey. Listen here, y'all better like this video. Let's like this video. Okay? Now listen here. As far as Megan Thee Stallion, that is a black woman. I'm gonna stick beside her. right, wrong, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? They said Tory was flirting with Kylie, shaking my damn head. He a mess. But listen, listen, I think a lot of people are drawn to the fact that, oh my God, these are celebrities and they can have what they want to have and blah, 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 blah. And that may be true. But at the end of the day, they are still human. They are still human. Just because you're a celebrity don't make you not a dog. If you was a dog before the money, what you think is going to happen to a dude when he does get money? You know? If he was a player then, what makes you think now he just has more resources to be a even bigger player? And let's not act like we ain't heard the story of somebody sleeping with somebody's man. Come on, y'all. Let's not do that. Cause these people on this damn internet is acting like, oh my God, this has never happened before. And I think the ones that are raging out a little bit too hard, honey, y'all done slept with y'all's friends, man. Let's talk about it. It's trifling people everywhere. This guy just happens to have money. When you talk about temperament, let's talk about the August Alsina situation. When this man was simply minding his own business, and this dude with the short man syndrome, he just couldn't accept the fact that August was minding his business. He didn't want no drama, and he didn't want to touch his little dirty little fingers. He didn't want to rub hands with Tory. And what did Tory do? I bet you if Tory had a weapon that night, I bet you he would have been. What was he gonna do? Tell August to dance, bitch, too? What was that about? We all seen that video. He wants to be somebody's bully so bad, but dude, high school days are over. That's when it's over. You can't keep going back to the past trying to make up for the bullying against you. Now you want to bully somebody else. It's not right. It's not right. I will continue to support Megan. Now this Kelsey chick, Kelsey didn't got paid. Anything for a couple of dollars. Anything for a BBL. She's probably on her 10th round right now. She's probably got a surgery scheduled because that's what they do. They sell out for the kibbles and bits. When that girl was your friend, she made sure you was straight, whether if you was up or down. Y'all were besties. How do you change on somebody like that? I'm pretty sure she gave you a different type of lifestyle. You know, you're flying first class or private. You didn't do that on your own. Yeah, you didn't do that on your own. It's the underhanded. See, this is my thing. Ladies, y'all gonna have to reevaluate y'all circles. We can't be telling people, how good it is. Oh, he do this or oh, he do that. Some shit you just gotta keep to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sonya. Sonya says, we back. Yes, we are, Sonya. We sure are. You know how we getting down up over here. We are back and we are in effect. Okay. Dazzle that's here says Kelsey was never exclusive to Tory. And not to mention Meg used to brag about if she can't finish you, she would get her friend to be honest, how can you take somebody serious that you know your best friend is really close to? Sounds like they was taking down dudes together. It does seem like that. It's like, okay, but listen, this is my thing. In Megan's defense, yeah, we play around and we do this and we do that, but we do this together. We don't do it on, our own terms or alone. If we're doing this and okay, we're gonna get a little bit of money in your pocket because, you're struggling, girl. I'm not saying that they was out there selling it, but girl, they was selling something, selling the dream. And obviously Tory bought it. Dance bitch. Prosecutor tells jury Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion after she insulted his skills as a musician. Reported December 13th, 2022. Megan Cunniff. A prosecutor told Los Angeles County jury on Monday that rapper Tory Lanez fired 5 rounds at Megan Thee Stallion after she insulted his skills as a musician, lodging bullet fragments in her feet that only a surgeon could remove. When Megan insulted his skills as a music artist, that's when that's what really set him off that night, said Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott. Bott's first word to the jury were, "Dance, bitch," which he told them. Lanez yelled at Megan as he fired a handgun at her after she fled and escalated in Hollywood Hills after a pool party at reality TV star Kylie Jenner's house. That began an approximately 30 minutes opening statement that walked jurors through the July 12th, 2020 shooting in the Hollywood Hills, as well as the aftermath, including Lanes's recorded phone call from jail to Megan's friend and assistant, Kelsey Harris, and a text message he sent Megan hours later. Lanes profusely apologized for his actions, claiming he was too drunk and acknowledged the victim probably would never talk to him again. In the call to Harris, Bott said, "Being drunk is no excuse," said Bott, who is prosecuting Lanes with Deputy District Attorney Kathy Ta. "That's what this case is about. It's the reason you're all here." But Lanes' lawyer, George Magician, emphasized in his opening that Lanes never mentioned a shooting or a gun, and he described the essence of the case in starkly different terms than Bott. Jealousy, Madazan said. This case is about jealousy. Ladies and gentlemen, while tabloid style coverage of the saga has questioned whether Megan was truly shot, Magician acknowledged Monday there's no doubt she was. Ultimately, the most important thing is who got out of the car, how the fight started, and who and what shot that gun, he said. And what really happened, Majestic said, stems from a jealousy driven eruption by Megan during Jenner's party. Megan insisted on leaving with my client. She didn't want my client to stay at Kylie Jenner's house, Majestic said. Lane apologized. Lane's apologies afterward are for cheating and having sex with multiple women, he said. He said Lanes was apologizing not for the shooting, but for creating the fight that led to a shooting. Magician also told the jury that while Megan and Harris were once close friends, they haven't spoken since the incident. Bott, in his opening acknowledgement, acknowledged Megan and Lanes have had sex, telling the jury before this incident they had even been intimate with each other. That prompted Magician to point out in his opening that Megan told CBS News Gail King that she'd never had sex with Lanes. After 2 years of denial, prosecutors pressed her again. Are you sure? Magician said. Only then does she admit. The openings began an expected 5 to 7 day trial that's led to deep divisions within the hip hop world, with a crowd of music, journalists, and rap enthusiasts among those packing Los Angeles County Superior Court. Judge David Hereford's court's room for the roughly 4 hour trial day. Lanes is charged with assault with semi automatic firearm, personal use of a firearm, and intentional discharge of a firearm. Last week, prosecutors added a third charge of negligent discharge of a firearm, which is essentially an alternative to the assault charge, which requires intent. Lanes 30 faces a maximum of 23 years in prison if convicted. He walked into the Clarice Shortage Foltz Criminal Justice Center in downtown Los Angeles about 10 a.m. Tuesday, hand in hand with his young son, who was not in the courtroom during trial and instead played in the hallway with Lanes' crew. Megan, 27, is to testify Tuesday, and Bott told jurors he believes they'll find her reasons for first telling police she stepped on glass, not that she'd been shot. Very compelling. Bott played part of Langton's recorded jail call to Harris for jurors in his opening, then in full during testimony. When it was officially entered as a piece of evidence, jurors will have with them during deliberation. Each juror was temporarily given a transcript of the recording to read as it played. In the call, Lanes tells Harris in part, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh, I was just so fucking drunk. That's not going to make my actions right, he added. Like I never did that shit if I like I never did that shit if I wasn't so drunk. Lance's text to Megan after he got out of jail read in part, I know you're probably never gonna talk to me anyway, but I genuinely just got too drunk. I can't change what I did. Bob also drew attention in his opening to a security guard for Megan, who he said will testify that Lanes told him he was the shooter, but that he'd been aiming at the ground. And while Lanez's didn't mention a shooting or a gun in the text to Megan or phone call to Harris, Harris bluntly told Megan's security guard in three text messages moments after the shooting, help, Tory shot Meg, 911. Bot displayed the text for jury, ending his opening with a PowerPoint slide with Lange's photo in the middle and various evidence pointing toward him, including the text and jail call. Megan will tell you that she was terrified, Bot said earlier, describing how she sustained gunshot wounds to both her feet. He played for jurors a 911 call reporting four gunshots, then said Megan hobbles over to the front of a home and leaves a trail of blood behind. Harris, having just seen her friend shot, goes over to comfort Megan. And Lane's approach, Bot said, Bot told jurors Harris was scared of Lane's, but also approached him. And he physically assaulted her and pulled her hair. That's when Megan and Harris decided to get back in the Escalade with Lane's, fearing being stranded outside in their swimsuits and wanting to get to a place of safety. Police responding to the 911 calls of shots fired stopped the Escalade at Hollywood Boulevard and Formosa Avenue and ordered everyone out of the car at gunpoint. Starting with Lane's driver, police body camera footage shows Megan struggling to walk as she bleeds from her feet. You can see little blood puddles when she's walking, Bot told the jury as a video played. Police found a gun on the floor of the Escalade where Lanes had been sitting, Bot said, and it was in the slide lock position, which means every single round in the gun had been fired. It was so warm, Bot said, which indicates it was recently fired. Megan was taken to Cedar Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles for treatment, which Bot said was the first time she truly was in a safe place. The emotions of what happened, the impact of what the defendant did to her really took over. Bot said before playing a clip of Megan crying as she spoke with emergency responders, one of the foot wounds required surgery to remove three major bullet fragments, Bot said. A doctor will testify that the fragments stayed in Megan's foot. She could experience constant pain. He displayed for the jury a photo of Megan's wounded foot. She still has that scar today, Bot said. Bot acknowledged that both Harris and Lanes tested positive for gunshot residue. Oh. A analysis of the gun revealed four people's DNA, and Lanes couldn't be excluded. Through Magician pointed out in his opening that investigators never tested for Harris's DNA. Magician said the fight that preceded the shooting included Megan, Lanes, and Harris returning to Jenner's house to get Megan's things. Magician said, and Megan was so drunk and so jealous about Lanes' perceived interest in Jenner that she began making a scene. To the point where Kylie Jenner told her, "It's time for you to leave," he said. Lanes knew Megan wouldn't leave without him, so he left too. But in the escalate, Megan and Harris were upset that my client didn't want to leave with her. He wanted to stay with Kylie Jenner. He said Harris joined the argument and gave the jury some historical context. My client had a relationship with Kelsey prior to being in a relationship with Megan. Magician said Harris and said Megan did the same thing when I was dating the baby, as well as Brooklyn Nets star Ben Simmons. He said a neighbor who heard loud noises would testify he saw Harris get out of the car and walk to the front door where Megan is seated. He sees a fist fight between the two girls. Magician told the jury. Magician also disputed Bot's claim that Lane said, "Dance, bitch," telling the jury Megan is the only one who has said that. Only problem, ladies and gentlemen, nobody else heard "dance, bitch," he said. Prosecutor's first witness was Los Angeles police officer Rogelio Diaz, who described finding four spent shell casings at the scene of the shooting, as well as an acrylic nail, a pendant, and a yellow chain. Photo of each item were shown to jurors and entered as evidence. The acrylic nail appeared to be white. Jurors also heard each 911 call about the gunshots, and they heard from Officer Sandra Cabral, who was one of the officers who stopped the Escalade minutes after Megan was shot. By questioning Cabral about gunshot residue tests she performed on Harris Lanes and Lanes' driver, with photos of the three entered as evidence. Harris is wearing a black bikini while Lanes is shirtless in swim trunks. Magician asked if Harris looked like she'd been in a fight. "I don't know," Kerbal answered. She later answered that one of Harris' swimsuit straps was undone. While Magician said it had been ripped off, the final witness on Monday was Los Angeles Police Detective William Acosta, who introduced as evidence the recording of Lanes' phone call to Harris from jail shortly after his arrest. In cross-examination, Magician said Acosta, if Lanes specifically mention a shooting or a gun. "No, he did not," Acosta said. To try to empathize that Lanes was apologizing to Harris, not Megan, Magician followed up by asking if Acosta knows why Lanes would apologize to Harris if is Lane shot Harris, as if Lane shot Harris. But Judge Hereford sustained objections for prosecutors for speculation, so Acosta never answered. Trial resumes about 10:45 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, with Megan expected to be on the stand all day. Okay, so she was on the stand all day, and they will be back tomorrow to jump into the hot tea, right? And so, just a visual for you guys. Just a visual for you guys from the courtroom. Just a little piece of artwork. Here, let me take this off. So, just a little artwork, so you can see that's Kelsey on the stand. So this is my thing. They were best friends. How does your loyalty change? Sonya said, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It's free. Yes. So it's really given. I'm really feeling like Kelsey is a traitor, and that like she's feeling away. And this is the thing. Me and my best friend, we may have had like little slight arguments, but never to where we're putting our hands on each other and going after each other's men. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I don't know. It's like where's the girl code and really where's the security? I want to hear from the security what happened there, what was the vibe. Let us know what's going on because we're all out here lost in the sauce, even though that this trial is still fresh and we have a ways to go. So we have a ways to go and we won't rush the process because, we definitely want our due diligence and we want whoever's responsible for doing that to her foot to be put away. Absolutely. We want whoever is responsible to be put away. And so as for Tory, I really feel like Tory really needs like anger management or something. Hopefully, this case really gets justice and we can really get the truth because all of us out here we're just speculating, because we don't know, we weren't there. The only thing that we're doing is, taking the information that's provided by social media and anytime that she posts or he posts. But like I said, he's like a ticking time bomb. That man is like a ticking time bomb and you just never know what you're going to get with him. I hate to say it, but you just never know what you're going to get with that Tory Lanez. And I go back to this, the August Alsina. You didn't set up here and try to get this man dap and he walks past you and you get angry. You can't control yourself. Control your hormones. I did drop a link in case anybody wants to come up, sound off, give your take on the situation, and let me know how you feel. All right. Well, if you are the replay gang, thank you for coming by. If you are live here on the channel right now, thank you so much for coming by. Shout out to Facebook, shout out to YouTube. Thank you all for supporting the Queen. And we're going to wrap the show. Let me know in the comments what you think, how you feel. Do you think that Megan is lying? Do you think she's telling the truth? What do you think about Kelsey's relationship with her? Do you feel like Kylie and little man Tory is going to hook up or no? Where is Travis Scott, when you need him? All right, until next time, I'm your host, Queen Tulsa, and we're out. All right, Sonya said both. All right, so both. I feel you on that one. Listen, guys, make sure you have your notifications set. We will be back live here in about 22 minutes. So set your notifications. All of our people that showed up today, shout out to Sonya, our head mod up in the thing in the building. Make sure you follow and subscribe to her channel, SONYAMABEYA. She's our head mod. She keeps it cool, she keeps it funky, and she's a great time. So make sure you go over and follow Sonya Mabia. And shout out to Norris Tony. I can't wait to get my t-shirt and do a review. Let you guys know how the community, how you can support the community and what support in the community looks like. And on that note,